I find it is incredible to be able to portray so many different looks and so many different worlds. Very often in your show, you have one world. Within that world, you navigate, you have your stories.
Yeah.
But here, you're going from one world to the other, from the Numenorians to the Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Then we're going up with the dwarves, and then we're back in Rune with the Harfoots. So it's really incredible to have all these different looks.
Yeah.
And it's tough when you know, she senses the turning of the tide. She knows that people are very angry with her, and they don't necessarily have the confidence in her and feel that she should be the one to lead them. And so what do you do when you're attempting to lead people that don't necessarily want you to lead them?
Like with any character, everybody is well-rounded, everybody is nuanced and stuff. Some people, some characters and people show it more than others, it's more on the surface, but we're all bubbling volcanoes at the centre, so it's always a joy to try and mine for that. Phârazôn is no different from anybody else in that respect.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome to the Indian Express. So, how excited are you for the show releasing right now?
Very excited. Yeah. There's so much going on, so yeah, very excited.
Charlotte, you, Udun, and Diyai are two of the most visually stunning episodes in the show so far.
Yeah.
And the new 2 episodes that we watched during the world premiere show that the entire series is going to get grander. So how grand are we talking about in terms of visual?
More and more. As you go along, as you go into it, it's going to be bigger and bigger and grander, yeah.
And what aspects of JD and Patrick's, the world they have created from the Tolkien literature, do you find most compelling? What aspects of it?
What I find most, I just find, I find it is incredible to be able to portray so many different looks and so many different worlds. Very often in your show, you have one world. Within that world, you navigate, you have your stories.
Yeah.
But here, you're going from one world to the other, from the Numenorians to the Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Then we're going up with the dwarves, and then we're back in Rune with the Harfoots. So it's really incredible to have all these different looks.
Yeah.
And it gives you the chance to be very creative and to give a different lighting, a different color to everything, and that's very exciting.
Yeah. Cynthia, Queen Miriel is not a flat character. She's a very rounded character. She has all these multiple aspects. You see her in doubt. You see her taking over pride in her land. You see her confident and brave. What are some of the her strengths and weaknesses, you think?
Well, I think she's definitely an empathetic leader, and I think she's very aware of just needing to present as such, but internally she's dealing with a lot. And I always think of the sense of isolation for people at the top tier of a society. You have a very small circle of people you can trust, very few people that you can necessarily be fully candid with. And you're ultimately trying to be a force for good, and you're trying to do, the best job you can for the most people that you're able to have an effect over. And so, I have a deep love for her, and that I think she is trying to be a good leader in a very challenging time. And it's tough when she senses the turning of the tide. She knows that people are very angry with her, and they don't necessarily have the confidence in her and feel that she should be the one to lead them. And so what do you do when you're attempting to lead people that don't necessarily want you to lead them? That's interesting to me. So there's a lot to mine, and it's been wonderful in season 2 to feel like I got to really know Miriel and who she was in season 1. And now season 2 is just trying to go deeper and navigate her through all these different emotions and scenarios. And hopefully by the end of the season, feel like the audience has really kind of gone on a ride with her.
Yeah. And Trystan, according to Tolkien's world,
Yes.
Phârazôn kind of plays a key role in the fall of Numenor. And what aspects of that character drew you most to it?
I think that, with any character, everybody is well-rounded, everybody is nuanced and stuff. Some people, some characters and people show it more than others, it's more on the surface, but we're all bubbling volcanoes at the centre, so it's always a joy to try and mine for that. And Phârazôn is no different from anybody else in that respect. What differs with Phârazôn is that he is in this a very privileged position to lead his people And it's not just himself he affects, but it's the whole island. Every decision that he makes, every action affects a vast amount of people.
And have you all watched the OG Peter Jackson trilogy, Lord of the Rings?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I have one question. What is that one scene or moment from the entire, like the 3 movies, that still comes to your head, like every time you think about it, your favorite or like the first thing that comes to the top of your head?
I think something in The Return of the King, the ending, and then there's also the Nazgûl in the beginning, when the dark horses come.
Yeah.
Maybe the death of Boromir. That's really moving, but it's interesting because it's depending on my mood or what I might be thinking about in my life, when I rewatch those films, I sort of have a different thing that might sort of sit with me. And I think the best works sort of speak to you in different ways and different times in your life.
And the battles of Helm's Deep, I was thinking that when Gandalf arrives at sunrise.
And I think for me, it's in The Fellowship of the Ring, where Sam and Frodo are in a field and Samwise Gamgee stops. And Frodo goes, "What is it?" And he goes, "This is the furthest I've ever been. One more step and it'll be the furthest from home I've ever been." And I remember as a kid, when you're playing in the woods or in the fields, you had that feeling and you just knew right then, oh my God, we're going on an adventure. They're taking the audience on an adventure, and that was very exciting. So that's mine.
And if not Miriel and Phârazôn, which other character would you have liked to play in Rings of Power?
We've been asked this a few times, and I'll give my same answer, which is I have to stick with Miriel, but if I was going to just try something for a day, and don't hold me to it, everyone.
No.
But I have a deep respect for all of our actors who do the creature work, the orcs, anybody that can wear that level of prosthetics. It's a really intensive day when you're doing that work. Yeah. So I would try it for a day. I would be an orc for a day.
Then she would say it's too long for
Yeah. And then I'd be like, get me out of this.
I think I'd be a dwarf for the day. I'd like to be King Durin for the day. Yeah.
And like the last one, from the entire franchise, the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and all the movies, the Hobbits also, which character do you think like is similar to you, your like real life personality? Like I would say I'm a Sam. Sam. Frodo's friend, yeah.
Frodo's friend. Yes. That's where you are?
Yeah.
But in Peter Jackson's,
yes.
Are you anybody in our series?
It's too dark, Charlotte. I don't think I'm that good with swords and all, but still.
Do you know when, is it the Two Towers, I think it is, where that orc that goes, "What about their legs? They don't need those." I think I'm just always with British weather, so grey and rainy, and I'm just like trudging around, always hungry. So I'm going to go with that orc. You know the one.
See, my heart is Harfoot. I think internally that speaks to me, because I think to have that sense of wonder still, I think it's important, especially as we get more cynical as adults, to still maintain your sense of adventure, childlike wonder, being willing to go on a journey. So that speaks to me. That speaks to my heart.
And what speaks to me a lot is the friendship between Durin and Elrond, that I think is very moving. Yeah. The loyalty and disloyalty sometimes. But so I think one of the two, because they suffer so much. But I think Elrond is somebody that I admire a lot.
Great. All the best for the show, and let's hope that this season is going to be as kicking.
Yeah.
It will
the previous
be.
one.
It will be.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, welcome back screen in an all-new digital avatar.